Hello everyone, welcome to Manage Engine's webinar on O365 Manager Plus. This is Anupriya from Manage Engine, and today I will be handling this webinar on O365 Manager Plus. I hope my voice is loud and clear. In case if you are facing any issues, please ping me in the chat box. As for the queries involved, you don't have to wait till the end of the session. You can shoot your questions right away. I have our support person with me who will be answering your questions immediately. In case if we couldn't answer your questions, we will be getting back to you as early as possible through email. Having said this, I must thank you, each and every one of you who have joined this webinar. Hope I won't while away your time. I'll try to provide as much information I can provide so that you can make the best out of O365 Manager Plus. Before jumping into the agenda, I will give you a short introduction on O365 Manager Plus. Our product O365 Manager Plus is a complete Office 365 solution. It is a single tool meant for Office 365 reporting, management, auditing, and alerting. Yes, all at one place. It has over 300 plus pre-configured reports on Exchange Online, Azure Active Directory, Skype for Business, OneDrive for Business, Microsoft Teams, and other Office 365 services. You can manage your mailboxes, user accounts, and contacts and other Office 365 instances in bulk in just few clicks with O365 Manager Plus. It also contains an exhaustive list of audit reports. You can check it in our demo if you would like to. With O365 Manager Plus, you can audit each and every action that is happening in your Office 365 setup. You can also set email alerts which will send you real-time alerts right to your inbox. Apart from the major features, we also have a lot of other features like password expiration notification, help desk delegation, and other security related features to make your life with Office 365 much easier. So I think I have given enough information on the product, so let's jump into today's agenda. Today, I have chosen security as the theme for the webinar. Hence, I will be showing you how to identify some common security threats and other features of our product which would help you secure your Office 365 furthermore. So as you can see in the screen, this is the agenda for today's webinar. So I will be showing you how to identify and prevent a brute force attack. And then I will show you how to schedule group-based or domain-based password expiration notifications. And I will also be showing you how to prevent security threats by setting real-time alerts on user activities and some tips and tricks on how to manage your mailbox permissions and then how to configure multi-factor authentication for users to enable secure login. So the agenda is completely listed in the screen. You can take a note if you want. And we will also be sharing this video after the end of this segment. After the end of this webinar. Alright. Today, the first part of the webinar is dedicated to the brute force attack. What is a brute force attack? A brute force attack is nothing but a trial and error method of breaking the password of any user account. So in a brute force attack, what an intruder usually tries to do is, he will be entering some random combination of characters, numbers and special characters until he succeeds in its attempt. If I have to put it in simple words, if you had ever tried to log into your user account or any of your friends' user account by randomly entering some words, then you are attempting a brute force attack. So from my explanation, you can infer that multiple logon failures is a sign of a brute force attack. So if you are noticing a multiple logon failures from a single user, then it can be a sign of a brute force attack. So how do you filter out the failed logon attempts? It is really difficult to identify such a failed attempt in the native platform because you have to filter out the data from the audit logs. But we in O365 Manager Plus provide a dedicated report for this purpose. So I think we can jump into the console of O365 Manager Plus, which will be easier to show you. So I'm jumping into the O365 Manager Plus console. Okay, this is it. I'm logging into the admin console. So I'm entering the username and password. Okay. Here you see the home screen of our product. So as you can see, there are several dashboards. The graphs are being loaded. So the dashboards represent the graphical representation of various reports being hosted by O365 Manager Plus. You can customize each and every widget, embed those in your websites and so on. So now going to the logon failure reports. You can see in the top of the product several tabs: reports, management, audit, alerts. Now I'm going to the reports tab. Sorry, it is taking some time to load. So okay, this is the home page for the reports. In the left pane, you can see the Office 365 services being listed. So under Azure Active Directory reports, go to the user reports. And we have several categories. Under user logon reports, you can see a report called recent logon failure report. So I'm clicking it. So when you click, the data is being generated, and this is called a recent logon failure report. So what can you get from this report is, this report lists the failed logon attempts in your Office 365 setup. As you can see here, it shows when that attempt was made and from which device it was made. That is obviously the client IP address of the device and the user account name. So when you notice multiple logon failures from a single user account, then it is obviously a sign of a brute force attack. So this is how you identify an attack with a single report from O365 Manager Plus. Please remember that it is really very difficult to generate such a report in the native platform. So having identified that an attack is in progress in your Office 365 setup, what you can do next is you can automatically choose to disable that mailbox temporarily for saving yourself. So you might think that you have to jump into the Office 365 platform to disable your mailbox. No. All you have to do is a few more clicks, which will let you to disable the mailbox right here in O365 Manager Plus. So what I'm going to do is, I'm assuming that as user account, let us assume for example that my user account is under an brute force attack. So I'm going to disable that. So what we can do is, please go in, I'm going into this management tab, which lets you manage several mailboxes, users, contacts, groups, and several other instances of Office 365. So I'm clicking this mailbox management in the left pane, and lot of mailbox management tasks are being listed here. So I'm clicking disable exchange mailbox. Yes, this is the console for disabling exchange mailbox. So what you can do is, I'm just searching for I'm assuming that my user account is under attack, so I'm searching for my mailbox. Sorry, just refresh the data. It's taking a lot of time. I'll just refresh it again. As it is trying to fetch real-time data, it's taking a little bit of time. Yes. So I have searched for my account. So all I have to do is select the mailbox that I have to disable. I'll just select it and click apply. Please note that you can also select multiple mailboxes, not only a single one. So I'm just selecting this account and click apply. So this is how you disable Exchange Mailbox. So assuming that you have to disable 5 to 10 mailboxes, you can manually select one by one and click disable. But what if you have to disable a lot of mailboxes? Not only in the case of an attack, let us assume that a lot of employees are leaving your organization. So in that case, the number will be humongous. So what we can do is, I will also show you another option. So I'm just clicking back. So previously I just searched for my mailbox by entering some keyword, but you also have another option called CSV import right here. So what you have to do is, you have to provide a CSV file with the format we have suggested here. So if you click download sample CSV file, you will get a CSV file with the template. So you should mention your data in the template we have provided and upload it. So once you upload a CSV file, you can just click apply. So a huge number of mailboxes can be disabled in the same time. So what I have told you is how to identify a brute force attack and how to prevent it temporarily. So what you can do is, you can choose to disable the mailboxes temporarily so that you can enable them after you have dealt with the situation. Okay. So brute force attack is a very common attack. What can we do to prevent such an attack? Even if, before you face such a situation, you need to prevent it. So what you can do is you can ask the users to change their passwords periodically, which is a very healthy habit. So what you can do to prompt the users to set their passwords. So we in O365 Manager Plus provide a feature called password expiration notification, which prompts the user to reset their passwords. So this is the second part of our agenda for today. How to schedule group-based or domain-based password expiration notifications and notify managers about the password expiration of users. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to schedule a password expiration notification which will send email notification to users whose passwords are about to expire. So I'm again going into our product console. So the advantage of this password expiration notification is you can choose whom to send, when to send, and what to send. So how to schedule a password expiration notification? And please click into the admin tab. Yes. In the left pane under administration, you can see an option called password expiration notification. I'm going into it. So here in this page, you can see a list of already created schedulers. So I will show you how to create a new notification. So you can see an option in the right corner called add new notification. So I'm clicking it. Yes, this is the page for configuring a password expiration notification. So we have to choose the Office 365 tenant. I have only one tenant configured, so obviously the one is selected. And notify through email. Currently we have only email option. So I'm selecting an email. And for the scheduler name, I'm giving password notification. Just enter a name, a custom name. You can give anything, and an optional description. I'm skipping it for now. So next comes the notification frequency. You can choose when the notifications should be sent. It can be either daily or weekly or on specific days. If you click daily, the notifications will be sent every day. And for weekly, I'm just clicking it to show you, it will be notified for the users whose passwords are about to expire within 7 days. And if you click on specific days, yes. When it comes to weekly notifications, the passwords of the users whose passwords are about to expire within a week only will be sent notifications. But when I click on specific days, I can customize on each and every day. For example, I have chosen to send 4 notifications. So what does this mean? Notify users 3 days before password expiration. So if a user's password is about to expire on the 7th day, 3 days before the notification will be sent. And when it comes to one day, the previous day the notification will be sent. And if I mention 0, the notification will be sent on the day of expiration also. You can choose to send as many notifications as you want by clicking this add option which is available here. So if I click here, I can even choose to send, yes, and for the namesake I'm giving 2. So if I save this scheduler, the notification will be sent on the 7th, that is the previous 7th day, 3rd day, 1st day and 2nd day, and also on the day of password expiration. Yes. So This is the notification frequency, and here comes the time. Yes, you can also configure the time at which the notification must be sent. Yes. Okay, I'm just 5 hours. Okay, 5 hours I'm okay. Okay. Now, you can also customize the message here. And here's an option called advanced. So let's see what we have there. So in the advanced option, you can exclude unlicensed users. Obviously, the unlicensed users won't be able to use their mailboxes, so they don't have to receive their password expiration notifications. And you can also choose to exclude the disabled users. They won't also be using their mailboxes. So, yes, here comes an important option called notify password expired users. So while configuring the scheduler, I have chosen when the notification must be sent. Obviously, I have chosen users whose passwords are about to expire. But here, you can choose to send notification even after the password has expired and the user haven't reset it yet. So if I click this, the notification will also be sent to the password expired users. So once I have enabled it, you can see a customize option popping up. So if I click it, you can also customize the message being sent to those users. Yes. So I have given a message. There is a default message. Your password expired on this date and time. Please change your domain password immediately. Okay. I'm okay with it. So I'm clicking back. Yeah. Another important option is mail notification delivery status to admin or users manager. If I enable this option, the delivery status of the notification will be sent to the user's manager. Consider that my password has expired and a notification has been sent to my mailbox. So the delivery status, whether the notification has reached me or not, that status will be mailed to my manager. So once I enable it, you can again see a customize option here. Going into it. So inside the customize option, there is a very important feature called the attachment type. As usual, you can customize the message to be sent, and you can see another option called attachment type. So what does this do? So what is, I can obviously say there are a number of persons under the manager. Yes. What if there is a huge number of list of users whose passwords are about to expire? So what will I do is I will just give my admins. Oh, yes. So if I choose to send a PDF file to this email address, an attachment consisting of the user's information to whom the password expiration notification has been sent will be emailed to this email address I have mentioned here. So obviously when you choose instead of perusing the reports for their password expired users, you will get the document right into your mailbox. That's it. I just have to configure the email address and all. And I'll click back and I click done here. And yes, I'll click save. So this is how we create a password expiration notification. I'll give a quick recap. With password expiration notification, you can choose whom to send, when to send, and what to send. And you can also notify your administrators immediately about the notification delivery status. So here, the list of schedulers have been listed. You can see some icons here. You can choose to disable the scheduler if you want. You can use this icon to edit the scheduler if you either want to change the admin's email address or any frequency. So I'll just show you. If you just click edit, again the configuration page will pop up. Yes, as I've shown earlier. The configuration, again you can change the configuration you've already made and click save again. Yes, you can edit the scheduler, or you can either choose to delete the scheduler. And here comes an important feature called run immediately. What happens if I click run immediately? If I click run immediately, the scheduler will be run in real time and password expiration notification will be sent to users immediately in spite of the configurations we have made in the scheduler. So that's it. This is the password expiration notification feature we in O365 Manager provide for Office 365 users. We don't have such a feature in our native platform, so you can make use of it to make sure the users don't get locked out of their accounts. So this is the second part of our agenda. So as I mentioned earlier, for brute force attack, you can either choose to disable the mailboxes or you can prompt your users to change their passwords periodically, which is a very healthy habit. There is another option called, so what if it will take time, right? Your employers have to see the notifications, go into their account, reset their password. It will quite obviously consume a very lot of amount of time. What if you as an administrator has an option to reset all the users' password whom you suspect that their security has been compromised? For example, let us assume that a groups of users' mailboxes have been compromised. So you can quickly choose to reset all of the passwords at a single time. Is it even possible? You as an admin in Office 365 can reset a single user account's password, or you can choose to reset their password one by one. But we at O365 Manager Plus provide a sophisticated management feature through which you can reset a bulk amount of mailboxes passwords at a time. So I'll show you how to reset a bulk user's password. So we can again go into the management tab at the top. There's management. And in the left pane, you can see Exchange Online and Azure Active Directory. I'll go into this user management under Azure Active Directory. Under bulk user modification, you can see an option called reset password. Not only reset password, you can take a look at the other features also. You can choose to block users in bulk or unblock them or even delete or restore them in bulk. So for the time being, I'll go into the reset password option. Yes, this is the screen for resetting the password in bulk. So you can either choose to send a random password or let me generate. If the random password is selected, a random generator will generate a random password which will be emailed to the users. But now I will choose let me generate. If I give this options, I have to give a password. So I'm just giving a password which the users must use to. So I'm giving the password as Office 365. You can also choose this option, force users to change password on next logon. So if you select yes, the users have to use Office 365 as the password to log in. But once they log in, they will be forced to reset their password again at their convenience. But if I click no, they will not be forced, but they can change their password, but they will not be prompted to change their password. So I'm just clicking yes. And now I'm just going to search some users. As I have mentioned earlier, you can select multiple users at the same time, or you can also use the CSV import option to import a CSV file if the number of users are very large. So I have given the search parameter as A, so it has obviously a large number of users to search for, so it is taking a little bit of time. I'll just stop it for time being. I'm just clicking back. Yes. I'm just trying another option. Sorry for the interruption, it is a lot of users to peruse. Sorry, I'm just again going into the management tab. Yes, under user management, reset password. Yes, I chose to give let me generate, and I gave Office 365 as the password to login. Next. Again, I'll try again. I'm just giving test search parameter. Yes, it's coming out. So I need to refresh. Sorry guys, it is taking quite a lot of time to load. So what it will happen is, like I had showed previously, if you give a search parameter, the list of users will be listed. All you have to do is select them and click apply. So obviously I haven't selected none of the users, so this option won't work. But all you have to do is that. If you just click apply, the password will be reset, and that's it. You're done. And you can also choose CSV import to upload a CSV file to manage them when the number of users are humongous. Yeah, that's it. This is how you reset the password of users in bulk. So I think I can give a quick recap. I showed you what a brute force attack is and how to prevent it, and how to reset the passwords of users in bulk, how to disable mailboxes in bulk, and I also showed you how to schedule a password expiration notification, which is a highly customized notification. Yes, you can go back to the agenda. Yeah. For the third part of the webinar, I can show you how to get real-time alerts on user activities. Okay. What is a real-time alert? A real-time alert is you can choose to have email notification right into your inbox immediately when an undesired action has happened. The action you have chosen can be a very important one or a very trivial one. We can never decide the importance of an action, so you can choose to get email alerts right into your inbox. I'll show you how to configure a real-time alert on user activities. So alerts is also one of the major feature of O365 Manager Plus. I'm going into, you can see an option at the top called alerts, selecting it. I'm sorry, there's been some configuration with this. Yes, sorry, it just took some time to load. Okay, when I click alerts tab, you can see the list of alerts that have already been created. So you can get a summary of the alerts that have ever been created in your setup. What I will show is how to configure one. To configure one, you should go into the admin tab that you can see at the top panel. Going into admin, and at the left pane you can see an option called audit configuration, and under it you can see an option called alert profiles. So I'm selecting alert profiles. So this is the page where you can configure your own alert profile. You can see an option at the right corner called Add Profile. I'm selecting it. Yeah. So this is the profile configuration page. So I think I can again choose password password reset as the use case. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set an alert to get whenever my user account's password has been reset by some user. So I think I'll give a profile name, my account password. Okay, I think I can give it as admin account password, which will be more clear. I can give a optional description. I'm skipping it. And the severity, yes. We have 3 categories: attention, trouble, or critical. I'm just selecting as critical. I'm assuming it is a very severe one. And where you can find the password reset is under Azure Active Directory. You can also see the other Office 365 services being listed here. So I need to get an alert when the password has been reset. So I am selecting Azure Active Directory. And under this, you have to select a category. You can also search for the category and searching it Azure AD password, selecting it. And for the category Azure AD password, the actions you can audit are reset user password. You can also choose more than one action. So whenever one of this action happens, the alert will be sent to your mailbox. So I'm selecting reset user password. So that's it for now. And I can also customize the message that I want to receive. Admin account password has been reset by. I can use this. You can see an option called macros. So you can see what are all the parameters you can include in your customized message. So I want to know who made this action. So I'm searching for who. Yes, I get the option here. So admin account password has been reset by user ID. So I will get the details of the user who tried to reset the password of the admin account. Yes, so I'm selecting it. So let's come to 2 important options at the right side. Target callers and target objects. So far I have chosen just the action for which the alert must be set. So I told you that I need alert whenever the admin's or my user account's password has been reset. So what is the target caller? A target caller is one who performs the action. So I'm clicking it like I can also choose any user or group. So I'm assuming that the top grass people in an organization, their accounts are very confidential and their passwords must not be reset without prior notification. So I'm assuming that the bottom level users will be put in a common group. You can select such a group as a target caller. So I'm just clicking add. Yes, you can see here 2 options, users or groups. It is taking a little bit of time to load. Yes, if I select group, you can see the list of groups in your Office 365 setup. Let us assume that all the end users are put in a group. These are some temporary groups I have created for demo purpose. So I'm selecting one such groups, click add. Yes, target object. I want to select target object is user account on which the action is being performed. So let us assume this 25 is my user account I am clicking at. So as you can see on the screen, the target callers are 13, 14 and 15 and the target object is 25. So I will get an alert when 13, 14, 15 try to reset the password of account 25. You can see an option here called target criteria, that is callers and objects or callers or objects. If I select callers and objects, an alert message will be sent only if both the callers and objects I have configured match. That is, for example, an alert message will be sent only if 13 resets the password of account 25 or 14 resets the password of account 25 or 15 resets the password of account 25. This is only when I select callers and objects in target criteria. But what if I select callers or objects? So what will happen in this situation is either one of the criteria must match. For example, an alert message will be sent if 13, 14 or 15 tries to reset the password of any user account. So if these three users reset password, an alert notification will be sent. And another scenario is an alert message will also be sent if the 25th account's password has been reset by any users. So this is the usage of target criteria. You can see how much customization options we have provided at O365 Manager Plus so that you can create your own customized alerts. So I'm just in this option clicking callers and objects. Yes, now I'm clicking add. So yes, as you can see, the alert profile I have created is being listed here. And as usual, as I had mentioned earlier, you can either choose to disable the alert option, you can edit it again using this icon, and also you can choose to delete it. And there is another option on the right side called view report. So what this report will list is, yes, this is a new alert I had created, so obviously it won't have any data. So I'm going back. Yes, I'm clicking in another password reset which I had created earlier. Yes. So this is the report you will get when you click the view report option. It will show, for example, I created that alert for password reset. So it will display all the alert messages that have ever been created by the alert scheduler. So you can see all the messages being sent. Yeah. And you can choose to export this report also. If you need to send this report to your higher authority or even you want to send this to your own email inbox, you can choose to export it in the whatever format you like. As you can see, we provide CSV, PDF, XLS and HTML format. Yes. So this is how you create alerts for any user activity in Office 365. So for clear vision, I'm again going into the alerts tab. As you can see, we have all the services. Yes. So with this customized alert, we assure you that nothing misses your eye. You can create alert for even a tiniest action in your Office 365 setup. Being in a cloud working environment, the alert is really important so that you keep yourself informed of what is going in your work environment. So I think I have mentioned every feature of the alerts. So I showed you how to create an alert profile, how to customize it, with all the parameters we provided. Okay, I think we can go into the next part of our agenda. Yes, next is managing your mailbox permissions to avoid dire consequences. I'll show you how to manage the permissions provided to a mailbox, either in bulk or to a single mailbox. I'll go into a console again. It is obviously a management action, so I'm going to the management tab. And under Exchange Online, you can see an option called Mailbox Management. I'm selecting it. Under Mailbox Management, under Exchange Mailbox Task, you can see an option called Mailbox Permission Changes. Yeah. So this is where you configure mailbox permissions for permissions of a mailbox. So we all have a support mailbox in our organization. Obviously, we can't give full access to everyone in your organization. So what you can do is you can constrict the permissions to select a number of users. With this configuration page, you can either select to add permissions to a set of users or remove permissions for a set of users. So I'll show you both. So in the first box, you have to select Office 365 tenant. So I have only one tenant, so I am selecting it. User with permission. You have to select users for which you are going to give permissions or users from which you are going to remove the permissions. The data is getting loaded. You can also select a single user or multiple user. It's getting a bit of time. I will try again. Sorry for the interruption. So I mentioned you the other options until then. So what you have to do is select the users for which you are going to give or delete permission in this field. So next comes the access rights. You can choose to give full access or either as an external account. You can use to delete. You can give rights to delete items from the mailbox or read permission or change permission. For this scenario, I'm just giving read permission. You can also select multiple actions. So I'm just selecting read permissions for now. And you have to choose whether you're going to add those permissions for the users or remove those permissions from the users. In this case, I'm going to give read permission to a set of users, which I will be selecting in a short time. I'm giving add permissions. I will try again to select the users. There seems to be an interruption. So when you give read permission only to a set of users, they can only read the mails. They can't either delete items from the mailboxes or reply to those mails. It is just for their information. They can just read the contents in the mailbox. So here we can come back again for this users. We can cancel. So here comes find mailboxes to modify. So in the user with permission field, you are selecting the users to whom you are going to give a permission. And here comes the main part. You have to select the mailboxes to which you have to give read permission. So I'll search mailboxes. And selecting, I'll type some search parameters. Yes, what will result here is a list of mailboxes like shared mailbox, room mailbox, equipment mailbox, and user mailboxes will also be listed here. All you have to do is select the mailboxes for which you have to give read permission. Obviously, a support mailbox in an organization will be a shared mailbox. All you have to do is select your support mailbox and click apply. It is taking some time. For the time being, I can jump into the demo site of our product to show you. So I'll go into the demo site of our product. Yes, this is the demo for O365 Manager Plus. Logging in as administrator. Yes, I'll go into the dashboard has been updated. You can take a look if you want. I'm going into the management tab. Yes, so we can see the mailbox permission changes. Again, I'll go into it. Yeah. So in the user with permissions, you can see the list of users. You can select the users to whom you have to add permission. So I'm just randomly selecting a user. Okay. And I'm selecting read permission. Okay, here you can choose to give more than one permission. I'm just giving a read permission and I'm adding that permission to the user. So I'm searching for the mailbox. Okay. Yes. These are the mail. As you can see all sorts of mailboxes here. Equipment mailbox, room mailbox, shared mailbox. So I'm selecting this shared mailbox and click apply. Yes, that's it. So as this is the demo, this functionality won't work. So this is how you manage the permissions of your mailboxes, especially when it is a very important mailbox in your organization. You can even choose to change the permissions of your admin mailboxes even if you want to. So this is how you manage your mailboxes in your Office 365 environment. So I think we have almost come to the end of the webinar, and I will now quickly show how to configure multi-factor authentication for user accounts. Yes. For this purpose, I will go to my local setup. So how to configure multi-factor authentication? This is also a management action. A multi-factor authentication is a method, nothing in which the users have to undergo multiple authentication methods to prove their identity. I'm sorry, my phone got logged out and I'm logging in again. Yes, as I was explaining, multi-factor authentication, the user have to undergo multiple authentication techniques. In the native platform, you have to configure those techniques for each and every account individually, which is very difficult when you have a lot of users in your organization. But we in O365 Manager Plus provide a special feature called MFA settings, which lets you configure the authentication techniques for multiple users at a time. All you have to do is just select the type of authentication techniques the user should undergo and just click OK. So I will go into this management tab again. You don't have to peruse through all the management actions that is being listed on the screen. You can choose to search the action. So I'm searching for MFA and you get MFA settings. Yes. So this is the screen for configuring MFA for multiple users. You can see Office 365 tenant here, which is obviously been selected. So you can choose either to enable or disable MFA. So in this case, if I'm selecting true in is MFA enabled field, the MFA will be enabled for selected users. If I choose false, MFA will be disabled for selected users. So in this case, I'm just going to show you how to enable them. I'm clicking true. And you have two options called default MFA method and allowed MFA method. So obviously when a user tries to log into his or her Office 365 account, he or she would be prompted a user password. So after entering the password, the next method will be the method you have chosen in this field, default MFA method. So if I select call mobile number as the default MFA method, once the user has entered the right password, he or she will be receiving a call in his or her mobile through which she can get the OTP to log in. At the same time, the user can also choose to select any one of the method that you had selected in the allowed MFA method. For example, you can choose multiple methods here. I'm selecting text code to mobile number, show OTP in application, call office number. Yes, I'm selecting these three techniques. So, when the user has entered her password, the next moment she can choose to receive a text code in the mobile number, or choose to get a call in the office number, or she can choose to get an OTP in an application. Yes. So I have configured what are the techniques the user has to undergo, and now I can choose the users. So as I had mentioned before, you can either choose a single user or multiple user, or you can even use the CSV import option to upload a list of users and click apply. I'm really sorry, the data is getting loaded for a real lot of time, so I'll just show you the demo. So that's it. So this is how you configure MFA for Office 365 users right here at O365 Manager Plus. So we have covered all the topics today. Today we saw a lot of techniques how to secure Office 365 setup. I showed you how to identify a brute force attack, how to prevent them by disabling the mailboxes or resetting their passwords in bulk. And I also showed you how to configure password expiration notifications to the users, and I also showed you how to configure real-time alerts and how to manage mailbox permissions and how to configure multi-factor authentication for the users. Hope you found it useful. In case if you have any questions, you can shoot right away. Thank you for paying attention. Hope I gave you enough information about O365 Manager Plus. In case if you have any queries, you can email us anytime. Thank you so much. Have a great day.